Hello there guys, so today I'm gonna be reviewing a video by Austin Wayne called Why Tanning Makes You Ugly. I thought that I would do a proper review of it and see what he says. First of all, let me just look at his thumbnail first. You can see the same guy, which is not Austin Wayne, obviously. I don't know who this is, but on the left side he shows that he's an 8 out of 10, supposedly not tanned, but it's just a photoshopped picture as far as I can see. And on the right it writes 5 out of 10, where he supposedly is tanned, where the only difference to see is the age difference between these two photos. Also the haircut is completely different. It's not really a good thumbnail at all. You should have put yourself in the thumbnail before you were tanned and after you were tanned. I'm talking about Austin. Let's just look at my picture, for example, from 3 years ago. The first one, where I'm completely pale, was captured in spring, and the second one at the end of that summer. So as you can see, there's a clear difference. Please don't mind the fact that I look completely terrible on both of these pictures because of my short hair, my beard. As you can see, I wasn't sleeping that well at that time and still have some trouble. Anyway, the point is that this is a much more honest picture of somebody who has tan or doesn't have a tan. And let me tell you, I feel much better when I am tanned versus when I'm completely pale in the winter. But anyways, let's go on with the video and see what he says.
Recently, I saw a video of Paul Saladino, who I actually wanted as a thumbnail of this video, but I could not find a high enough quality image of.
Okay. He starts with Paul Saladino. If you know him, you know that he is tanned all the time. He lives in Costa Rica, where he gets plenty of sun. He always says and shows that he goes surfing a lot. People also notice in the comments he has a lot of wrinkles, which he didn't have in the past. I assume that Austin wants to make it out that tanning is what made him age a lot faster than he should have. Let's see what he says.
And it was him just a couple years ago, looking young, with zero wrinkles, looking
exactly
freaking awesome. It was not that long ago.
By the way, Austin also has footage of him before where he shows himself that he was completely tanned, and which also looked a lot better on him as well, versus now, look at him, he is pale like a vampire.
Now, yes, I do realize he's middle-aged, but the acceleration of the aging, man, is absolutely crazy. And this guy is surfing, he's in the sun every single day.
Yes, and it's not the sun what's making him old and age faster, but basically the exercise which he does every day. Surfing is actually not that gentle with you as some people might think. It's really a very hard sport. And also the salt water makes the skin very dry. So the exercise which he does almost daily and the salt water exposure is one of the two main factors why he ages so rapidly, not the sun. The sun actually heals your body and heals your skin. Back when I was drinking a lot of raw milk from cows, I really had a bad skin condition. I had a lot of acne all over my arm, my back, my butt, and after I stopped drinking raw milk, it got a lot better. But while I was drinking raw milk and had this terrible skin condition in the winter, after I sunbathed a lot in the summer, then my skin got a lot better, even though I still was consuming the stuff which made my skin really bad. But the sun actually managed to heal most of my acne during the summer. After summer ended and I continued drinking raw milk from cows, then obviously my skin got worse again. What I'm telling you is basically the sun is really healing your body, but in order to stop having acne on your skin, you have to watch out for what you are consuming. And some people can tolerate cow's milk. I'm the one who can't, but I can very much tolerate raw goat's milk. And that's what I've switched to in the years, and it's been really beneficial for me, as well as the sun.
What do you mean?
See for yourself.
Because I believe when it comes to looks, Max, you want to look your best for your entire life. Being very careful with the sun is going to be the best thing you could possibly do.
Yes.
I live in Asia, man. There are people here, they walk with UV umbrellas. They always douse.
Because these people are also brainwashed as you are now. You weren't this brainwashed before. You said that drinking raw milk, eating grass-fed, grass-finished beef, what made you really tall and healthy. And now you are saying the complete opposite. You don't talk about this diet anymore. You are not tanning anymore. Okay.
Themselves in skincare, and Asians have this reputation like, oh, they don't age whatsoever. This Asian is 60 years old and he looks like he could be 20 years old. That's the truth, man, because they take
Please don't buy into his lies.
good care of their skin. So today what I'm actually going to do is break down the myth of how the sun is going to be awesome for your looks maxing journey. Without further ado, let's get it. This comes down basically to the easiest statistic that all of you guys can research. This is just basic science, man.
Basic
90%
science,
of all
okay.
visible skin aging comes from UV damage. Not genetics, not anything else. It is mostly UV damage. Wrinkles, sagging, uneven skin. It's not just aging, it's the sun quite literally frying your skin cells. I hate seeing reels from other looks maxing content.
I don't know why he feels to appeal to the mainstream media, because you can hear this everywhere you go, every TV show you see. So everywhere the doctors, the media tells you to fear the sun, to put on as much sunscreen as possible. I was the kid before when my mother covered me all up with this sunscreen and I was leading trails behind in the pool. I was so covered up with sunscreen. I didn't tan at all. I was completely white almost my whole life, and it destroyed my confidence and destroyed my health. And he's telling that the sun is bad for you. Yes, the sun was bad for me when all year I wasn't seeing any sun, and then one day I decided to go to the beach and then I get burned as hell. But that's not how you're supposed to be sunbathing. That is not natural how you get the sun. It's not natural that you don't go out at all most of the year and then one day you go out and wonder why you get fried by the sun. You have to do it slowly and gradually. I mean the tanning. You go out for half an hour a day first when the summer begins on both of your sides, so 1 hour. Then you increase this day by day. But the main problem is that most people today don't have the chance to get gradually tanned by the sun. So we are working at jobs in buildings, people are learning at schools. The main thing is they are all covered from the sun. And when you get home, it's either too late to get tanned or you have other obligations and you cannot be just laying outside and tan while you are having responsibilities, you're having school to learn, you are having a job to, you know. It only shows that society is messed up. And how do society counteracts? I mean, the ones who are not fearing the sun and they like to have a tan, they go to tanning beds, which is absolutely just horrible. And I can differentiate someone who has a good tan from the sun versus a tan from tanning beds, which are unnatural. Just continue, please. I'm not comfortable with lies throughout his video.
Creators saying stuff like this, promoting the sun, saying how it gives you that awesome glow, because in
awesome.
the moment it
Yes.
will. You'll look awesome. You'll look
Not
like
just in the
Zac
moment.
Efron in the movie Baywatch, but it doesn't.
And he has nice long hair, which I'm also striving for in the future. I mean, much longer than his as well, but as you could saw in my picture, in my comparison, I also look terrible with short hair. Just like most guys.
Last, man, like it's not going to last. And whenever you are younger, so let's say 18 to 25, what's going to happen is you have a lot more collagen, you have way more skin elasticity, so you don't notice anything with the skin. It's not really damaging it that much because you have so much collagen, man. But when you're 30 years old, when you're 35, 40 years old, 50,
I'm
if you are
30.
bathing in the sun for 2 hours a day because you want to look smax, you want to be bronze and sexy and all aesthetic, you will not look good, man. You know what you're gonna look like? There's these people in Florida, I've been there before, and a lot of people there will sunbathe constantly. There's these old people who just sit on the beach all day, and they look like leathery, washed up whales, just so wrinkly and disgusting.
Yes, because their diet is bad, to say the least. It's not the sun which made them wrinkle and look old. It's the diet, you know, as well.
That is exactly how you'll get if you are trying to sunbathe every single day.
Yeah.
If you want to do the antithesis of looks, Max, and quite literally,
he's trying to show that he's right by putting up an arrogant act to basically make an impression on those who are not certain of what to do. And I understand that. I mean, understand the people who are uncertain in this life about what to do, what is right, what is wrong for your health. Because now I'm telling you that tanning is good. He is telling you that tanning is bad. If you search about diets, on one side you see that veganism is good for all ages of life, and on the other side you see that veganism is trash, only eating raw meat is good. In this world where there is so much confusion, so much brainwashing, the only thing you can do is listen to both sides. If you are uncertain and you didn't have good parents who would show you the way in life, then by consuming media online you have to find both of these spectrums, so both opinions, and then you can decide which one do you agree with. I tried both, being a vampire my whole life and then tan myself as much as I can with the help of the sun, which is free for now. And I found out that I feel and look better by being tanned by the sun. I tried out veganism for 1 year very strictly, and I found out that I lost 10 kilos. I looked a complete mess. I was just bones, and after some years passed, I switched to eating raw meat. Then I found out that I look and feel better. But in the future, if I will have kids, then they don't have to go through these same decisions, these same confusions which I did. They will know from me what is good for them. They will be tanned, they will have long hair, whether I have boys or girls, and they will eat what's right for them. And it is not veganism.
Cook your looks. You were cooking your looks by sitting in the sun.
Yes, you're cooking
Go for
your
it.
looks.
Now, I'm not saying the sun doesn't have benefits. I think the sun is awesome. I think it's kind
What?
of our power source, but it will make you ugly, man. Like, it boosts testosterone by...
It doesn't make sense. So it's your power source, but it will make you ugly. So then what are you saying? Sunbathe or not sunbathe? Obviously I know what he says, but he's just a mess.
150 to 200%, just getting basic UV skin exposure, but you just got to be careful, man. I mean, it's so simple. You go out in the sun 20-30 minutes, you put on a very high quality mineral based sunscreen.
No, you don't put on any mineral based sunscreen. As he said, you limit your exposure first to build up gradually your skin to tolerate the sun so you don't get burned. But you don't put anything on your skin.
Screen on the face and on the neck to prevent skin aging.
If anything, maybe you would put some kind of beef tallow or pig fat, or maybe some honey. Nothing else which is unnatural. What you cannot consume is also toxic for your body if you apply it on your skin, because the body absorbs everything, and you shouldn't put anything on your skin which you cannot eat. That is a good rule to follow.
Body can get a little bit darker. I mean, personally, I won't really care if my body's a little more wrinkly when I'm older than my face. The face is what we're trying to preserve here. But yes, after the age of 25, your body stops producing nearly as much collagen. So the key is to keep as much collagen.
You just need to eat as much animal fat as you can and you will have your collagen. You just have to eat a lot of eggs, a lot of fat from animal sources, drink milk, get raw butter if you can, and then you will have a healthy skin for a long time.
As you possibly can. UVA radiation penetrates deep and breaks down collagen and elastin. Once your support structure collapses, no moisture or serum can fix it. I've said this analogy in the past. Think of getting a plastic sheet, man. You know plastic. Believe it or not, the skin is pretty much very similar. So if you leave that sheet of plastic in the sun for 30 minutes, it might be fine. But 2-3 hours, you're gonna come out, that sheet of plastic is gone, it's crumpled up, it's burnt, and that is exactly what's gonna be happening.
Who cares
with the
about
skin.
plastic?
Believe it or not, a tan is not a
These
healthy
are two different things. Man, he tries every way possible to convince you about his lie.
glow. It's your skin actually screaming for help. Melanin production spikes, the defense mechanism. That's why chronic tanners get all these sorts of freckles, liver spots, and blotchy skin tones because their skin is quite literally being damaged on a daily basis.
Nope, it's diet, still. He's trying so hard to sound smart, but even just look at him in this very video. How does he look like? He looks like death. I mean, look at him, please. He looks like death. Nothing else to say. Just compare him in this video from one of his older videos where he is tanned. It's obvious which one he looks better.
Spots and blotchy skin tones because their skin is quite literally being damaged on a daily basis. And personally for me, I am kind of going more so with the vampire aesthetic. And obviously if you're in the sun all day, you're super bronze, super tan, that doesn't really look as mysterious. If you're super tan, it looks like, number one, you're more extra.
What mysterious? Is that a good thing? According to him?
You're outside during the day, you're more into the golden retriever, super friendly archetype, but if you want to go a bit more dark and mysterious with your looks maxing journey,
you would think that, but he still looks so good. Apparently for some reason you would say that instead of looking like death. Okay, remember that he's like 6'4". He can get away with a lot, and the girls would still find him attractive because he's a tall guy. And also, okay, let's be honest, he is a good-looking guy. He would even look better with much longer hair, but okay, you have to understand that tall guys get away with a lot of things. So even if he would have crooked teeth, balding head, girls would still find him attractive because he's much taller than the average white guy. That's just the reality. He can get away with looking like a vampire, looking like death, because he's still tall. He will get the girls he wants, but he will also be affected health-wise. He will still be unhealthy, and he would still look a lot more healthy and a lot more handsome if he would have the tan, which he had previously in the past years.
Advocate trying to avoid the sun and UV damage. But if you do need help, obviously, with your overall aesthetics and getting a natural tan without any sun damage, I've got you covered, man. First of all, is going to be Adonis Growth. This is the old bottle of Chad pills. For whatever reason, actually got a really bad reputation. I mean, I would think it's pretty self-explanatory.
Okay, so he didn't grow this tall or this handsome with his supplements, obviously. So I don't know who buys into this.
Get super shredded aesthetic, you want to start looks maxing, I will work with you one-on-one. So if you want to get insane.
Okay, so I like the fact that he's showing his clients his before and after pictures, and here he's showing a guy where on the left his skinny doesn't look that good, but especially that he's not tanned, he's pale. And on the right, he's a bit more muscular, and he probably has a tanning spray on, but still he does look much better with the tan versus being pale. So now it already just counteracts his points. Come on. You cannot be this lazy, dude.
In results, man, schedule your free one-on-one call with me. I will give you your tailored workout plan, your tailored meal plan, the best supplements to be taking. I will literally write your entire lifestyle. I will oversee it personally to hold you accountable to it. If that sounds cool to you, man, link in the description for that free consultation. This is actually a fun one. If you eat a high sugar diet and you are tanning on a regular basis, UV accelerates glycation damage. What this actually means is that your collagen itself is going to become very, very brittle.
Okay, this is just about sounding smart again without telling any actual truth.
And stiff, and then this is whenever wrinkles actually set in. I feel like a lot of the carnivore people are saying like, oh, you just have to eat super clean and you don't get any UV damage. It makes no logical sense whatsoever.
Oh yeah, it makes no logical sense whatsoever. I'm so arrogant because I look better than 99% of people, and then I can do whatever the hell I want, yes. I can just pull out my teeth as well, all of my teeth, and then I will say that I look much better than it's much happier for you, because having no teeth is scientifically proven to make you much happier and process the food much better, because you just have to ground up your food, your meat, and then you can drink it, and then you can digest it much better. You don't need the teeth for that. And basically, if it tells you this, like pulling out your teeth and telling you some scientific terms, then maybe he can just convince you by being, arrogant and confident about what he says. But please don't be fooled. He's just a liar.
Clever, man. If you do avoid carbs, though, you won't get as much damage, but you're still gonna get...
And why he does it himself? Because he has been brainwashed himself as well. Or he does it and he accepts this compromise for his health in exchange for more money. Where he gets it from? You will know.
Damage. Chronic tanning oxidizes skin lipids. So instead of looking golden and sexy with time, you end up with a...
Skin lipids. Yeah, I'm not a native English speaker and I didn't learn to speak English fluently. I don't know what the hell you are talking about, but it really sounds convincing. So yeah. Okay, maybe actually I will stop sunbathing. Yes, you're right.
Very dull, sallow, almost gray coloring to yourself, man. So right now it might be cool, but if you keep doing it, it will not stay like that. UV light literally thins the dermis. This is why you feel more vascular with the tan, because your skin is quite literally a little bit thinner. You see veins, papery skin, fragile texture. That's what makes you look weathered in age, even if you are still quite young.
So many lies.
It also yellows the whites.
Not counting anymore.
And obviously just the entire eye area, like you'll be getting crow's feet, cataract.
Like I showed you in the picture, my eyes look better when I get a tan. It really hides my dark eye circles, which been built up by me in the years where I didn't sleep well and I was addicted to computer games. But still, tanning helps even with that, so another lie. Just how many lies you can tell in one video.
That's everything, man. So yeah, basically tanning is great whenever you're young, like you can enjoy it, it feels good, but with age, I'm telling you, man, if you do not take care of your skin, you will be aging very, very rapidly. I think Jay Alvarez, the person I put on the thumbnail, is an awesome example, because when he was younger, he looked so aesthetic, but now he still looks great. I mean, Jay, if you're watching this, I love you, man, but his skin aged drastically to where it doesn't even match his age. Like, he's 30 years old, but it looks like he's pushing 40, man.
I'm 30 years old.
And that is what the skin aging will do to you from getting too much sun. Now, the only alternatives if you do not want the UV damage is going to be obviously beta carotene. Overloading on this will give you that natural glow that you're probably actually seeking. So carrots, sweet potatoes.
No carrots, no sweet potatoes. Only meat, eggs, and raw dairy. If you can tolerate cow's milk, then that. If not, then goat's milk. And some raw honey. That's it. You don't need anything else. Just good sources of meat, eggs, honey, and milk if you want to.
Things like this. A self-tanner can actually be pretty fire. Like if you get one that's all natural, organic, you can actually get a very good one. If you get better at making it look more even, it's very smooth overall, then most people won't even be able to tell. And this is more so if it fits your coloring, like I talked about. Personally, I'm not a fan of it for myself, but if you do like to have the color and you don't want the UV damage, those are really the only two options, man.
So as I expected, this video was just a bunch of lies listed and making it sound like he's smart, using scientific terms. At the end of the day, you have to see that he is lying. He also looks much worse himself if you compare him to being tan before. His thumbnail is also a complete mess. The thing is that please don't listen to him. Everybody fears the sun nowadays. Please be the exception. Get tanned gradually, only from the sun. Don't go to tanning beds. Then you will look much better. Girls will like your look much better. When I was pale, my family members, my friends always made fun of me whenever we were at the beach for how pale I am. I look like a refrigerator or a toilet or something. When I get tanned, everybody says how good I look, how brown my skin is, and how awesome it is. They always compliment me basically all the time, and that's what you will experience too if you get tanned gradually. But there's a truth to that. You can overdo it. 1 or 2 years ago, I sunbathed for like 7 or 8 hours at once, and then I experienced some shivering. I had a little bit of fever, but after a day passed, it was also gone and I was feeling a lot better. But make sure to, as I said, get a tan gradually. So first of all, in the beginning of summer in your area, go out for like half an hour, both of your sides, and see on the second day how you feel, how your skin feels. Does it hurt? Is it red? If everything is good, then you can continue being longer out the sun gradually, day by day. And after 1 or 2 months, you will have an awesome tan, just like I have. I don't know if you can see that. If you do bathe in the sun with common sense, then you will be fine and you will look a lot better and everybody around you will compliment you. I even had people who didn't recognize me in the recent past just because they weren't accustomed to me being tanned all over my body. Also, my hair was a lot shorter back then. Anyways, thank you so much for watching my video. I will see you soon. This was Barnabas.